What is good, everybody? It's your boy Raider Kojo coming at you. Hope everybody doing well. Hope everybody's had a good week. The weekend's almost here, so anybody's still working, you know what I'm saying? You got one more day to go, and hopefully you get the weekend off. For those of y'all that work the weekend, I'm sorry. I was there myself. I did it for a long fucking time, but yeah, man, working the weekends it sucks, bro. But anyway, man, hope everybody's doing well. And yeah, man, let's talk about some things, man. So, fuck, Ziegler. He was on the Bussing with the Boys with our boy Will Compton. Well, I didn't really like Will Compton. He didn't do shit for the Raiders, but some people seem to like him. But anyway, he was on that show and he didn't really give much, did he? I mean, he fucking said we might not have a plan at quarterback this year. That's the last motherfucking thing I want to hear from our GM in 2023, right? Right before free agency, you talking about we might not have the answer at quarterback. I'm like, fuck. Either you're like really good at playing poker or you're fucking kind of tipping your hand, basically letting the nation know that we are gonna suffer in 2023, and that is just some bullshit, man. That's not what we want to hear. We want to hear fucking plan, especially moving on from a fucking Pro Bowl quarterback. But again, he could be playing just a Patriot way out west, playing fucking poker. But that motherfucker is like I said, he's good at what he's doing if he can call a bluff like that. But man, that pissed me off to hear that we might not have a plan this year at quarterback, and I'm like, oh fuck. At least, please, if sign motherfucking Jared Stidham, at least resign him. Give me that security blanket. Okay, whatever happens after that happens. I mean. But yeah, man, this motherfucker talking about we might not have the answer at quarterback this year. And I'm like, why? What's up, Nutty Raider Nate? Salute, bro. I'm like, nah, bro. We have to have a fucking plan. Okay. You don't have to fucking tell us the whole or say the whole plan in an interview. I get it. You're not gonna fucking say you're gonna do this or that, but at least give us a dip of hope. So we don't fucking, call Armageddon every fucking week or every time somebody jumps on a live or does a show, we're talking about what the fuck are we doing? But yeah, so Ziegler, doing his interview with Will Compton, not really giving us much. In fact, he didn't give a shit. Except that we might not have a plan at quarterback. And right now, it's not sitting well with me. It's not going to sit well with me until, I see us making some moves. Yeah, that motherfucker. And then, what was it? Fucking Rodgers, A-Rod, finally came out of his fucking dark hole retreat. I guess he was in, I'm saying there was no cell phones, none of that shit. But I don't even think he's made up his mind on what he wants to do yet. I mean, we'll hear from, when he eventually, because I guess he's left the facility in Green Bay, so eventually we'll hear from what the fuck he plans on doing. And, I'm hearing, because the Jets, they're talking to Derek Carr, but then they also want to still wait to see what fucking Rodgers does, what decision he decides to make. Is he going to tell the Packers he's staying? Does he want to tell the Packers he wants to be traded? If he does want to be traded, he wants to go, because I believe he has a no trade clause. So that motherfucker might, we don't know. We don't know what the fuck he's going to do. I'm saying the past 3 fucking years, he's been talking about retiring and being a host of Jeopardy and fucking going Salute, Alex Morton, Raider fan. Salute, bro. Yeah, going into a fucking retreat in Hawaii, whatever, man. I mean, he's been doing this shit now for 3 years, basically doing the same shit that Favre was started doing, before the Packers finally had enough of him and they traded him to the Jets. And now it could be another quarterback that could be traded to the Jets. But unlike Favre, Aaron Rodgers has no trade clause, so he can decide where the fuck he wants to go, or if he wants to stay, or wants to fucking retire, whatever. So yeah, that motherfucker finally came out of his retreat. But yeah, bro, right now, I mean, it's the off season, not much shit to talk about. We're still a couple of weeks away from free agency. All we can do is just talk about what we might or might not draft. What we might or might not do with the 7th overall pick. I mean, I try to take a look at salute Rafa. Try to take a look in these fucking mock drafts, and every time I look at one, it's like either we're drafting an offensive lineman with the 7th overall pick, or like today's mock draft. I don't remember what side I got it from, but they got us fucking drafting Anthony Richardson with the 7th overall pick. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? That motherfucker's like a second round projection, maybe later. You know what I'm saying? But at least second. Like, fucking, we ain't drafting him at fucking 7. And if we were to get the guy, either CJ Stroud, salute D-Menace. If we were to get CJ Stroud, we got to move up to, according to today's mock draft, we have to move up to 2nd overall with the, and trade with the Texans if we want CJ Stroud. If we want Jalen Carter, then we got to move up to 4. This is just today's mock draft. I mean, this shit changes daily. So, but yeah, if we want Jalen Carter, we got to move up to 4 and trade with the fucking Colts, right? Because it's looking like the Colts want Bryce Young. So I guess they could get him at 7, according to this fucking mock draft. But who knows? I mean, that shit could change. It could change 50 more times before draft day, and it can change on the day of the draft. And just like, so you never know. But yeah, right now, yeah, we have to move up to fucking 2 to get Stroud and 4 to get Carter. That's gonna take a lot. I mean, that is a lot of fucking capital to move up that many. I mean, from 7 to 4, you're moving 3 spots, but from 7 to 2, that's 5 spots, bro. That's gonna take. Salute, Nutty Raider Nate. That's gonna take a lot of motherfucking draft capital. I mean, I'm always gonna go by what happened last year with fucking Trey Lance. I mean, the Niners traded 3 number 1 draft picks. Okay, I think that's the fucking most I've seen. Like as far as number 1s since what was another crazy ass trade? I mean, this happened a long time ago for those of you who remember, but Mike Ditka, when he was the head coach of the Saints in '99, he traded the entire draft. I mean, all his draft picks for Ricky Williams. And then the motherfucker got fired at the end of the season because, I think there was a point where the Saints were like fucking 2-7, and they were talking to Mike Ditka. They were doing a press conference, or actually they were doing an interview in the locker room, and they were asking him about why does he think the Saints are not as good as he would hope. And he's like, if you were 2-7, so what do you care? You know what I'm saying? If you were 2-7, would you care? Or some bullshit like that. I mean, fucking Mike Ditka always had them quick. He had that quick fuse with the media. In fact, there was a few coaches that had that fucking quick fuse. You ask them a question and it pissed them off, and they'd be like, "Fuck you," you know what I'm saying? So I've seen some crazy trades. So yeah, that was a crazy draft day trade. Of course, Herschel Walker. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the fucking Vikings, they literally gave up pretty much their future for a couple, 2, I think like 2 or 3 years. They traded, was it like 5 picks, or 6 picks they traded to the Cowboys for Herschel Walker. And with all those picks, because the Cowboys had a smart GM, which is also the owner, well, he was smart back then. He got dumber as he got older, but back then he made good picks. He turned those picks into Emmitt Smith. He turned those, and what was his name? Is the defensive tackle. Anyway, I would have to look that shit. But yeah, they fucking turned like 2 or 3 of those picks. They turned them into starters, Pro Bowlers, and eventually put the Cowboys in the driver's seat. And they got 3 championships in 4 years with the picks that they got for Herschel Walker. So sometimes a team can be desperate enough to go get a freaking player. But man, yeah, that's rough. If we're gonna trade, yeah. So to get CJ Stroud, you got to go move up to the 2nd spot, and that's probably gonna take, I'd say realistically, 3 first rounders and maybe some more, maybe a 2nd and something else. But I don't know. I think if you're going to give up that kind of capital, you better be, either do your homework and make sure that that's exactly what you want. You know what I'm saying? I know Jalen Carter is going to be one of the best defensive players to come out of this draft. Okay, I don't think he's going to be a bust, especially coming from Georgia. But it could also be a risk, you know what I'm saying? You fucking trade up and let's say you give up all those assets and you get the guy and it doesn't work out for you, then you'll be like, down the road, be like, what the fuck? So these things, man, this fucking draft, obviously I hate that, we got to talk about it. It takes so long to get there after the season ends. So it's 2 months of just every single day of the, talking about the draft. Either you hear it on ESPN, Fox Sports, you know what I'm saying, on here, on YouTube, on blogs, everything. It's like that's all everybody's fucking talking about right now is the motherfucking draft, free agency, who's going where, you know what I'm saying? Like, got all this shit going on. Like right now, I hear the Ravens might actually consider trading Lamar Jackson to the Dolphins for Tua and picks and some other shit. And I'm like, just because you guys can't come to an agreement on, what he wants, guarantee money, like he wants a lot of guarantee money. The Browns fucked up, bro. When the Browns traded for Deshaun Watson and the compensation that they gave to the Texans and the contract that they gave Deshaun Watson guaranteed, $231 million guaranteed. Now, every quarterback going forward that's up for a new contract is going to ask for that, is going to ask for more than that. And I believe Lamar Jackson, I haven't actually seen the report, but this is, what I've heard from reporters and sources, wherever the fuck they get their source from, that he wants $300 million guaranteed. That is fucking insane, bro. $300 million guaranteed. That means if a team were to give him this contract and, hopefully they do it with incentives and shit, but, if he signs a $300 million guaranteed, that means if he gets hurt, like let's say he plays, let's say he plays this year, or let's say he only plays half a season this season, and he gets hurt, he suffers a terrible injury that will sideline him for a year. He getting paid no matter what. Like that's all guaranteed. All that motherfucking money's coming to him. So like let's say he suffers a career-ending injury, Again, that's guaranteed. So you would be paying a guy sitting at home or doing whatever the fuck, once he recovers from this injury and he starts rehabbing. But anyway, he sitting at home or doing whatever, playing golf, you'd be paying him $300 million over the course of that contract. So however long it would be. But man, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of dead cap on your books for a long time. So that's a serious risk. Like whoever, whether it's the Ravens or the Dolphins or the Falcons, whoever the fuck, they signed this cat and they were to give him. I think Atlanta might be desperate enough to pay that. From what I'm hearing, I've heard several news reports that the owner of the fucking, Arthur Blank, he's pissed that he missed out on Deshaun Watson last year because they offered I think 2 firsts, but then Cleveland upped it. So once Cleveland upped it, they swooped in there and got Watson. But then, of course, he was suspended for the first 11 games of the season because of his off-field indiscretions. But yeah, I think Arthur Blank would probably be desperate and stupid enough to trade for, if because I'm assuming he's going to get the lesser tag, because if he gets the exclusive franchise tag, then nobody can talk to the Ravens. But if he gets the other tag, where they can, teams can call the Ravens and, it will take 2 firsts to get them. I think Atlanta's might be desperate and stupid enough as an organization to trade and pay that man exactly what he wants. I mean, that's gonna, down the road, it's gonna screw you over, regarding the cap. I know the fucking the cap goes up every year, but fuck, that's a big ass cap hit, because it's gonna increase every year. So it's like a fucking the catch-22, man. What do you do? You need a fucking quarterback, just like we do. You need that franchise quarterback. But what is the price you're willing to pay for this motherfucker? Because with every signing, there comes risk. And the one that nobody has a crystal ball on is injury. Temporary injury or long-term injury or fucking season career-ending injury. So you never know. These motherfuckers. So, yep, Lamar Jackson could be on the move. That'll be interesting if he goes to the Dolphins with those weapons that he has in Miami. Fucking Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Wow. I mean, Miami's going to be a serious problem. Atlanta, they don't have really any weapons for Lamar. So if he goes to Atlanta, I don't know how quickly they would be able to turn it around. But yeah, I think Miami, they definitely would have serious firepower on offense, and they have a pretty good defense. So Miami would be a problem for all the top AFC teams. They'd be a problem for the Chiefs. They would be a problem for the Dolphins, the Bengals, and whoever else. You know what I'm saying? Chargers, Steelers, yeah, whoever. Jets. Man, that's just scary though to have 2 fucking track stars and a mobile quarterback. I mean, you have a pretty good running back and a fucking pretty good defense. Yeah, that's a recipe for success in my book. I mean, I wish the Raiders had a fucking defense that was anywhere near the fucking, half these teams, fucking defense like the Dolphins or defense like the Jets or the fucking, what the Bucks had a few years ago. If we had any of that, imagine what we could fucking be doing. But our defense, we all know, has been trash for years and years, and we're still waiting for some kind of hope to fucking fix it. Go towards fixing it. Yeah, all kinds of shit going on. Fucking Rodgers and his fucking dark retreat. He emerged from that motherfucker like coming out like coming out of a cave or something, or from underground, and not knowing what the fuck he's gonna do. And I hate that we don't have a fucking plan going forward as of right now, for quarterback. Yeah, let's bring in at least fucking re-sign Stidham, and then I keep hearing fucking people talking about Josh Jacobs, that if he wants too much money, that the Raiders are gonna let him go. The Raiders are not letting him go. Okay, fucking Raiders are gonna tag him if they can't come to an agreement on a long-term deal. They're gonna tag him. He's not gonna just walk. Because I'm hearing, okay, if he hits the open market, he might go to the fucking Chargers or the Chiefs, or what I'm saying, who else wants him? Sean Payton wants him, in Denver. So basically, all AFC West teams would want Jacobs, and then could be some other teams in the running for Jacobs. But he ain't going nowhere, man. He's gonna be fucking tagged. At worst, he's gonna be tagged. Now he already said he doesn't want to play on a fucking franchise tag, but if he does, he wants to see what the Raiders are going to bring in to improve the team. So, yeah, that's where we stand with that for Josh Jacobs. Otherwise, if he wants to be paid, he's going to be the workhorse in 23. He wants to be paid, so they have to figure that out. But regardless, he ain't going nowhere. He will be tagged if they can't come to an agreement. Before the deadline for the teams to use the tags, which I believe the deadline is by the time the new league year starts. I think that that day you have to tag a player by 1 p.m. Pacific time. Otherwise, you lose the ability to slap a franchise tag or a transition tag on a player. But yeah, Josh Jacobs ain't going nowhere, y'all. So whoever's fucking been thinking that, get that out of your head. Josh Jacobs is going to be a Raider in 23 one way or another, whether it's tagged or he signs a long-term deal. Now, the only way I see Josh Jacobs on the move, but ain't nobody, nobody's going to offer you something crazy like 2 firsts, because a running back doesn't have that kind of value. Quarterback does, but a running back doesn't. That would be the only, if you got an offer you can't refuse, an offer is just going to blow you away. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a special guest in the backstage. Give me a second.
What's up, bro?
What's good, Lo? So,
shit, man. Chilling, man. How you doing? Sorry I'm late, man. I just been...
Oh, it's all good, bro. It's all good.
We guys doing? Hey.
I'm good, man. I'm just talking about, some of the shit going on, with Jacobs. People keep talking about he's going to walk, and fucking, these fucking mock drafts be killing me. Every time I look at one, we're either drafting an offensive tackle, or today they got us drafting fucking Jalen or Anthony Richardson. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? That's a second round prospect. We got drafted him at 7, bro.
Yeah, me and Gray were talking a little about it earlier, man. Hey, shout out to the chat, man. D Menace, I see Alex Martin, Nutty. You know what I'm saying? What's good, everybody?
For real, yeah.
But Rafi's here too. Hey, what's good, everybody? But yeah, man, that's crazy. Me and Gray were talking a little bit about that, and yeah, man, we were saying that because apparently the reports are coming out right now that Rodgers isn't gonna be fucking, the Raiders aren't going after Rodgers, but that's coming from Vincent Bonsignor or whatever the fuck. So
yeah, I take Vincent with a grain of salt, because sometimes he's fucking wrong, dead wrong. Other times he's right. So
yeah, for real.
Fucking knows.
Hold on real quick.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this source is like Lo just said, the sources come from Vincent Bonsignor about fucking Rodgers, with the Raiders might not go after Rodgers, but what the fuck? I mean, we don't know what Rodgers is gonna do. I want to hear I want to hear from his mouth what the fuck he wants to do first.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's gonna. At this point, bro, I'm just looking at like fucking who we're gonna draft. To be honest with you, but I mean, bro, there's so many different levels to what's going on right now. To be honest, like so many people are seeing so many different things, and they're just hanging on the string just for
Right.
you know what I mean, just for one guy, man. Come on, man. You know, there is a little good news. They want to keep Waller for sure. So that means they're not trading him away. So that's good. So that means we have maybe a good player that's going to play maybe 6 games out of the season.
You
No, I'm
hope
talking
at
shit. I
least.
hope he balls
I
out.
mean,
If he gives me
hey
12
man,
solid games, bro, I'll be happy.
yeah, give me more games than last year. Yeah, I'll definitely be happy. With salute Jack Bauer. Yeah, bro.
Hey,
I
Matt,
mean, give me more
JB was
fucking
good, bro.
games than
They
fucking what
sure
we
did
had last
fucking pump
year.
fake on that. That shit's crazy.
What's that?
He said they pump fake on Rodgers coming. Like, yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They sure did, bro.
I mean,
Yeah.
because I was listening to, was it the other day? I was listening to, what is that morning show? Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. So they were talking about, the Jets because they interviewed or they, Derek Carr went there for a visit, but they also
Who?
want to monitor the Rodgers situation. And I'm like, well, then they were talking about, well, that could fucking piss off Carr. Like if you're gonna, make him wait too long, he could be like, well, fuck you, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then there was a report that they offered him 2 years, $60 million, and of course, Carr, I guess, wants more.
2 years, 60 million?
That's what I heard. That was what supposedly a report that they offered Carr 2 years, $60 million. Just
Yeah.
like somebody said that we offered, the Raiders are going to offer fucking Garoppolo like 2 years, $60 million. I said, on what fucking universe is this? In what universe is this?
Yeah.
I haven't heard shit about that.
Yeah, man.
But
To me,
supposedly,
there's no way, bro. Like
hell
at this
no,
point,
man.
bro, I'm just kind of letting everything kind of just fall into place. Because I mean, even if we really logistically wanted the certain things that like say we wanted, say, Rodgers, and we're gonna get, whoever in the secondary, and we're gonna draft all these players, bro. I don't think any of them want to play for McDaniels, bro. I really,
Wow.
really don't. I don't. I mean, I wouldn't. You know what I mean? If
Yeah,
I
because
was gonna come to Vegas, I'd just come get my money. That's about it.
all these former players that from Denver have all spoken negative about this man. They're like, yeah, man, he's hard to get along with, and he has he's set in his ways, and he doesn't bend, and I think that's why him and Carr clashed because I don't care, that shit wasn't gonna work.
I mean, I've seen bad relationships, and I've been in a bad relationship to see a bad relationship, and that was a fucked up relationship. And
That's true.
the cool part about it is the whole relationship, the whole dynamic of it is that this motherfucker, bro, he's not on the field. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't on the field at all. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because the plays that he was calling, basically were being altered by one of the greats, the great Tom Brady. So
Mm-hmm.
like I always said that, man, it wasn't going to work because the simple fact is the way he approached it. He approached it as like, oh, I'm going to be demanding like the way Brady was on me because that's the way he was taught. He's not a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to be a head coach, bro. Be a fucking head coach. Let the players play. Implement what you need to implement, but don't try to fucking make it be like he was just taught wrong. He was just taught to be a fucking offensive coordinator. He was never groomed to be a head coach. People get groomed to be head coaches because they're just head coaches. It's just evident. You have to have the eye for that. You know what I mean? Tomlinson. How do you go from Coward to Tomlinson? Two totally different styles, but they fucking gather attention. Is Tomlinson an offensive guru? No.
Oh,
Is he a
you
defensive
mean Mike
guru?
Tomlin?
Yeah, Mike Tomlin. Okay, my
Oh,
bad.
okay.
I'm a little high, bro. I've been smoking.
Okay, yeah, to go from Bill Cowher to
but
Mike Tomlin.
But to
Yeah,
go
that's
from that to that, you need to have an eye for talent, a leader
real.
of men. How many coaches have we had?
We've had a lot.
GMs, bro, they don't got the eye for the talent. You see what I'm saying? And I don't know who's choosing. I don't know who the president of what or who they're, because see, it's just a fucking trickle effect, bro. It is, bro. Like, think about it. Really, really, it is. So they don't know how to pick them, and it's just repeating all the ways down. It's
that's true.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Because after what's his name? Who was the last de facto? Okay, so Bruce Allen. You know, I guess he was. I didn't know he wasn't. He didn't have like full GM powers, but anyway, the picks he made, you know, during his tenure with the Raiders, most of them were pretty good. After he fucking left to, I think, go to Washington, I guess Al Davis let him go or whatever. After that, it was just a bunch of fuckery. 2003 and 4 and 5 and so on and so on. You know what I'm saying? The picks were just like, every time I was hoping for this player, we draft that player. Or when I was hoping for this position, we draft something totally different that wasn't even on the map. Like, right. And that happened a few times. Like in 2005, Aaron Rodgers was on the board. Mm-hmm. I know our secondary wasn't very good in 2004, but I'm like, Aaron Rodgers is on the board. And what do we do? Oh, we get fucking Fabian Washington. And then in fucking 6, I wanted fucking Vernon Davis. Because
Fabian Washington?
Fabian Washington was a cornerback. He was a speedy, very fast cornerback. Was it from Nebraska, I think?
Hey.
Fuck, I can't remember the school, but yeah.
Who was our quarterback?
Quarterback at that time was Kerry Collins. He was going to be the starter for the 2005 season.
Good God. Yeah.
So, and then the following year, I wanted Vernon Davis, but they chose Michael Huff. I'm like, what the fuck? And then it happened again and again and again. The only time that they got a pick right that I actually wanted was in 2008 when we got McFadden. Okay.
Yeah, that was one of the picks that I wanted too.
Okay. 2009 threw me like I was at the draft party and I don't know if you've ever been to Ricky's Sports Bar in San Leandro.
No.
Okay. So yeah, it used to be this place called Ricky's Sports Bar. And the draft would be held there, right? And he would also have it where there was an area that was for players only, right? So the Raider players would be there. Anyway, I was at the sports bar and waiting on the pick, and then I'm waiting to hear Michael Crabtree or Jeremy Maclin. They say Darius Hay-Rivera. I said, who? Who the fuck is this?
That's crazy.
Everybody, I'm telling you, the whole room was just like flat, bro. They're like, who is that? We had to like fucking look him up and all this shit.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah. Swing and a miss.
It's like, how can you have the dopest fucking shield and fucking fan base and all this shit and just pick shitty ass fucking. I blame a lot of my relationship problems on the Raiders. Not fucking I mean, I'm fucking loyal, but all you do is treat me like shit. Not fucking around. But no, man, that's crazy, man. No, it's. I mean, at this point right now, it's kind of like we're just sitting on our hands, bro, because we don't know what's gonna happen with this. With Jacobs. He should at least be getting 13 a year. Give him a 2-year, maybe. You know what I mean? 26. Guaranteed.
That's what I would give him. I would give him between 13. I mean, I say realistically between 13 and 16, but more like 13 to 15.
14, bro. I won't give him more than 14.
You won't give him more than 14? Okay.
No, that's even too much for me.
Yeah, it's a bit much for a fucking running back. I mean, the thing that's pissing me off is the Cowboys gave fucking Ezekiel Elliott, they gave him $18 million a year, and he hasn't done shit since the contract. And the next best one is McCaffrey at 16, but McCaffrey's worth the fucking money. I mean, that dude showed you what he can do. It's just, sometimes his durability is the question.
Yeah, that is true too.
I mean, I think if I'm not mistaken, 2022 was the first time I seen McCaffrey actually play a whole season without actually getting seriously hurt.
Well, I mean, when you're 80% of the offense, what do you expect? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, you're catching the ball out of the backfield and you're fucking line up as receiver. Then you're running fucking 20 times a fucking game. You know, what do you expect this guy to do? Like, you know what I mean?
And then
The only
against
reason you know?
and then against the Eagles, he became the quarterback too.
You see what I'm saying? Like, the fuck? Like, you got to do it all, bro, you know? So it's like you can't do that, you know what I mean? And so it's like it's only evidence. So like when there's players like that, you see him ended up like leaving the league pretty quickly. Like Cam Newton was 8 years, and then the last couple were fucking horrible. Like Cam Newton was Cam a little about 10 years, no?
Yeah, well, he came in. He got drafted in 2011, and I believe his last year in the league was in 2021. Yeah, with the Panthers,
For 10
because he
years,
went
yeah.
back to the Panthers. So it's 10 years, but 11 football
4
seasons.
years, yeah. But 4
Yeah.
years he was pretty much shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So pretty much after his MVP season, after they went to the Super Bowl,
And that
he
was
started
like
going.
year 4.
Let's see. Yes, that was year 4. So
Yeah,
after
so
that, he started going downhill. Like little by little, he started declining.
Yeah, and then injury and after injury, and that's
Injury and all this other stuff. Yeah.
So
that basically derailed
well, that
his
type
career.
of player that takes a lot of contact, that you know what I mean, had to be the offense. You see what I mean? So he was the offense, and like you know, when it comes down to players like that, they don't have a lot of time like that. And you know, they as a running back, you don't have a lot of time anyways. Maybe about 4 solid years, you know.
Yeah, the average career in the NFL for a running back is like 3.5 years, unless you're you get you're lucky and you don't get injured or what I'm saying, setbacks. Then yeah, it can probably go about 5 years.
Right, yeah, that's true, bro. Like you know what I mean. So,
but it's that when you hit that 30, that's when like they say you're on the wrong side of 30, and they say because a lot of teams are skeptical to re-signing a running back once they hit 30.
Right. Yeah.
Or they'll give them a short contract, but you ain't getting like no crazy money.
Oh no, he ain't getting nothing. Fuck. Hell no.
But what did you think about what what's his name, Dave Ziegler said on fucking Bussin' with the Boys with Will Compton? Because that kind of like made me like, man, I mean that it's not giving me nothing, man.
So this is the thing. I've been saying this from Jump Street. They have no answer. The only thing that they could have done that would have gave this whole fucking regime respect if they would have traded Derek Carr off top. He didn't say Derek Carr sucked. He didn't say he didn't work. He didn't say he needed another year. He didn't say nothing.
Nothing. None of that.
Well, the situation was because of what happened, and then there's feelings, and then there's left and right, and then you look over there, and then there's like, oh, clown. Okay, yeah. So yeah, Luan, I mean, he completely dodged the whole fucking question, bro. And like I watched it, and I kind of just glanced at it. I was like, oh, this motherfucker. Maybe I gotta watch it again, bro. But nah, bro, this is some bullshit. It was some bullshit for me, bro. For me. You know,
I mean, for me, I was like flabbergasted when he said, "We might not have a plan at quarterback this year," and I'm like, "What? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? We might not have a plan at quarterback." I'm like, "So you don't plan on trading up to get one? You're not talking about getting one later? Well, he gave us nothing, and then I didn't hear nothing about Jarrett Stidham. I'm like, what in the fuck is going on here, man? I mean." Maybe a lot of the Raider Nation is right. Maybe this year is going to be bad, like real bad.
Yeah. I don't want to see. Look, I remember one year I got so pissed off I just stopped watching, bro. I just couldn't fucking watch, bro. Like I just stopped. I was just done. I think I fucking broke a TV or I threw something, and I was like, yeah, I can't do this. And so ever since then, like, all right, fuck it. I'm just gonna let it be. Whoever's quarterback at the beginning of the year, let's run with it and see what we do. I just try to zero it out like every year, bro. Yes, we fucking suck. Yeah, but this year we might not. So that's kind of like the way I go about it. You know what I mean? Because right now, technically, we only have a few players and we don't have the main ones. So now it's just they're gonna blame it on if it doesn't work. If they get a rookie quarterback, they're gonna blame it.
They're
Oh,
gonna
well, the
blame it
rookie
on
quarterback
that.
didn't do this. But so wait a minute, we went from a rookie quarterback to this when we could have turned around, did this, that, and the third, and got rid of Carr and got this, and you would have put this money up and see. But the thing is, though, they just schemed it the wrong way, bro. The only way that they were gonna get Devontae Adams was to keep Derek. And then they did that and then shit on Derek. You know.
Well, damn, they fucking I mean, they sold Devontae a serious fucking bill of bullshit then. I mean, that must have been a fucking awesome sales pitch.
That's all fucking snake oil right there, bro. But yes, Stidham, bro, like I can. He's not even signed to us.
I know. That's why I'm hoping they fucking at least re-sign him. Give me a security blanket because right now, okay, if you don't plan on playing Garbers, fucking show me something, man. Do something. But I'd
go defense. I'd go defense first.
Yeah.
I'd go defense and then go quarterback. If you're gonna do all that shit, bro, I'll just go quarterback. That's what I would do. I'd get Richardson because they're saying Levis is gonna go before, and
not according to the draft today. They got Levis going fucking what number is it? They got Levis going at number 9 to the Panthers, bro.
As a fourth quarterback.
Okay.
Overall, as the fourth quarterback, so it's what C.J. Stroud.
So C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, and Levis. So it's the third.
I apologize. Third, and then Richardson will be the fourth.
Richardson will be somewhere like late first or second round, something like that.
I will get him second round.
Yeah,
I trade up or do something and get him in the second round, bro. That's what I'll do. I'll go defense and get. If we're gonna do that, we don't have an answer at quarterback, right?
Right. But I mean, okay, so like let's say we draft let's say at 7 we draft the next best defensive player on the board, whether it's a D tackle or a fucking, I've even heard corner now, draft a corner or D tackle. So let's say you do that in the second round. Do you draft Richardson or do you draft Hendon Hooker? See that that's the juggling effect.
See the hooker just sounds right. It just sounds right. But what are hookers known to do? You don't pay them to do hooking. No,
you paid them to
leave.
I don't
want to get into. I'm not going to get into all that. That's some pimping 101s. We'll talk about that shit.
No, I know you paid him to leave. I got you.
No, but the thing is, though, like I don't know. I just think Richardson's more. He can be more of a complete type player, but you know what I mean.
Okay, yeah, because the only thing I'm worried about Hendon is his Achilles. That's why he's projected to go in the second or third. Yeah, that's why he dropped. Otherwise, he would have been a first round.
Yeah, I'm not fucking with the Achilles at all.
First round. Yeah. Well, with today's medicine, because Achilles used to be a death sentence. I mean, you got an Achilles tear. I mean, that might fucking end your career. But now with all this new sports medicine and all this stuff, you can recover.
What's that you talking about? Sports medicine.
Modern medicine, man. Modern medicine.
Yeah, that's crazy. Shit, man. I only had a couple minutes to jump on real quick, man. Because
it's all good, bro. It's all good.
I know you've been having the shows, man. I just wanted to jump on real quick, bro. At least show you a little bit of love, man. But yeah, I think I might be live on Ben's tomorrow. I know, you know what I'm saying. You already know it's up on Saturday and shit. So.
Oh yeah, I'll be there for Black Saturday.
For sure.
Yeah, tomorrow. Fridays I usually listen to the Just Win Baby podcast with Ben. So you're gonna be on Just Win Baby podcast?
Yeah, I mean, he said he was gonna invite me, but he hasn't actually invited me. So no, so if he's watching, I'm just talking shit.
For sure.
Yeah, we're just fucking around. But yeah, brother. Hey man, everybody have a good night, man. Be safe. If you're drinking and driving, don't drink and drive. Just drink.
Don't do it. Don't drink and drive.
Don't drink and drive at all. Don't smoke and drive either. But Kojo, be safe. Thank you again, brother. And we'll talk to you soon, right?
Yeah, bro. Have a good night.
Good night. Peace.
All right. Yeah, man. So, shit, man. Yeah, I think I talked about everything I want to talk about today. I mean, the shit, there's, like I said, there's not much, man. It's the off season. You know, you got speculation, you got fucking this and that, you know, this bullshit, that bullshit. You know, who we signing, who we letting go. You know, saying is Josh Jacobs going to get tagged or going to get resigned? We just don't know. You know, it's just right now it's just off season bullshit. Really, not much news to talk about until free agency does start. Now, when free agency starts, then there's obviously there's going to be a lot of topics to talk about, or unless something fucking major happens between now and the start of the new league year. But yeah, you know, I like coming on here on Thursday nights, talk about whatever the hell's going on. And yeah, man. We'll see where it goes from there. But for now, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to sign off. Thank you for the chat. Thank you for everybody coming through, watching my show. My show is starting to grow just little by little, but I appreciate everyone that shows some love to the show, man. But yeah, bro. Until next time, this is your boy Raider Kojo, and I'll talk to y'all next week. Peace.